Raising Hare, Welcome to Sherwood Acres, by Matthew Myers, Book 1. You'll know it is time to turn the page when you hear this sound. Let's begin. In a vast forest filled with enormous trees and beautiful flowers, there lived a rabbit named Peter C. Hare. Peter was a gardener, and what made him unique from the rest of the animals was that he grew carrots that were 2 times his size. Not even he knew how he grew carrots that big. Another thing that was unique about Peter was his feet. They were longer than his whole body. His toes were as long as his ears. They were good for stomping pests and protecting the forest from unwanted visitors. Peter's home was also different from the other animals. In his hole he had his living room, bedroom, bathroom, and kitchen. Surrounding his hole were 4 walls of wood and a roof to resemble a normal house. This was the way Peter said he liked it. Sherwood Acres was home to all sorts of animals, such as other rabbits, foxes, turtles, and beavers. It was constantly being visited by other animals like squirrels and chipmunks. Among the animals were Peter's friends Tippy the turtle, Benny the beaver, and Trixie the hare. On the other side of Sherwood Acres was a wasteland filled with trash, toxic oil, and 2 factories that constantly released smoke into the air, leaving the sky gray. The only animals that lived there were raccoons, led by their leader, R.C. Raccoonist. None of the other animals liked the raccoons, and the raccoons didn't like them. One day, Peter got an unexpected knock on his door. He jumped through the hole and opened the door. At first he didn't notice anything, but then his eyes fell on a baby hare on his welcome mat.
"Hey, little guy,"
Peter said.
"where did you come from?"
The baby just stared up with his big eyes. Then Peter noticed a letter taped to the baby's bib. He took it and read,
"Here's your new nephew, little Boppy. It's up to you to raise him. Love, your sister, Alice."
Peter was confused for a moment, but then grew excited. He thought it would be fun raising his nephew. Just then, he noticed his nephew was gone. He turned around to find him jumping off the walls.
"Hey, little Boppy, don't jump like that."
Little Boppy jumped into the hole, and in a second, Peter could hear something crash. He let out a deep sigh and said,
"Oh, this might be tougher than I thought."
Later that day, R.C. was in his office drinking a glass of water. He spit it out and made a disgusted face.
"Yuck! Don't we have any water that isn't dirty?"
"Sorry, sir."
A raccoon named Randy was standing in front of R.C.'s desk.
"All our lakes are contaminated."
R.C. slammed the glass down.
"I want fresh water! Better than that, I want carrot juice! Are any of our vegetables we planted growing?"
"Nothing will grow in the soil."
R.C. leaned back in his chair.
"Go steal some of Peter's carrots! The size of those carrots will give us carrot juice forever!"
"What's the plan?"
asked Randy.
"Well, you guys figure that out! I've got important stuff to do!"
He picked up his teddy bear Bookie and started coloring in a coloring book. Randy raised an eyebrow and then said,
"Okay, we'll start on it right away."
He then left the room. The next day, Peter went around and introduced his nephew to his friends.
"What an adorable baby,"
Trixie said.
"He's got your eyes."
Tippy told him.
"I bet I sleep more than he does."
Benny exclaimed.
"He sure likes to jump off the walls at home."
Peter said. Tippy offered little Boppy some carrot juice, who drank it all in one sip.
"Wow!"
exclaimed Tippy.
"I hope he doesn't drink all the carrot juice in the forest."
"That's crazy."
Trixie told him.
"You worry too much, Tippy."
Then little Boppy sprang out of Peter's arms and started jumping off the trees. Tippy's eyes grew wide.
"He's a wild one."
Later that night, Randy, along with his companions Larry and Ned, were trudging through the forest, dragging a wooden wagon. The moon shone brightly on the 3 raccoons.
Oh, this wagon's heavy.
complained Larry.
Let's go steal some carrots.
Exclaimed Ned.
Keep your voices down.
Cried Randy.
We don't want to get caught.
The raccoons finally arrived at Peter's house. They snuck to the back and stared in amazement at the large amount of carrots to be pulled.
Oh, there must be hundreds of them.
Larry said.
Do you know how to count?
Randy snapped.
There's 20. Let me at them.
Ned said anxiously. Inside the house, Peter slept soundly while little Boppy awoke and started jumping off the walls above the hole. Then he looked out the window and saw the raccoons stealing the carrots. Even though he was a baby, little Boppy knew this wasn't right and wanted to do something. He decided to follow them when they were ready to go. Larry and Ned placed the last of the carrots onto the wagon.
Oh, I'm so tired.
Larry exclaimed.
The carrots were so heavy.
Can't you stop complaining for 1 minute?
Replied Randy.
Let's steal something else.
Ned said. The 3 raccoons began pulling the heavy wagon back through the forest, without knowing that little Boppy was following right behind them. Halfway through the forest, Larry had to stop to catch his breath.
Oh, let me rest for a minute.
He said breathlessly.
The wagon isn't that heavy.
Exclaimed Randy. Just then, little Boppy appeared on top of the carrots.
Hey!
Cried Randy.
Is that a baby? Get off of there!
Ned and Randy tried grabbing him, but little Boppy jumped and pounded the tops of their heads.
Ow!
They cried.
I would help,
Larry said.
but I'm so tired.
Back at Peter's house, Peter awoke and decided to get a glass of water. On his way, he also decided to check on his nephew. When he saw little Boppy wasn't in his crib, he became terrified.
Oh no! He must have jumped out the window upstairs.
He leaped out of the hole and dashed out the door, calling out the baby's name. Little Boppy continued to bounce on the heads of the raccoons. Finally, Larry joined in and was able to grab the baby by the ears.
Time to get rid of this pesky little brat.
Randy said.
I don't think so.
The raccoons turned to see the face of Peter staring at them in the shadows. Larry let go of the baby.
Now we've had it.
He said. With only one kick of his feet, he sent the raccoons flying into the starry sky. Little Boppy jumped into Peter's arms.
I'm so glad you're safe.
Peter told him.
Never go out on your own like that again, especially in the dark. You could get hurt.
Little Boppy just stared at Peter with his big eyes. The next day, Peter told the story of the raccoons to his friends.
Oh, wow.
Trixie said.
I'm glad little Boppy wasn't hurt.
Those raccoons make me nervous.
Tippy joined in.
I probably would have slept through the whole thing.
Benny told them. Trixie served everyone a glass of carrot juice. Peter took a little sip of his, while his nephew drank his whole glass.
That amazes me so much.
Tippy exclaimed. Little Boppy jumped over and then sipped all of Tippy's juice.
Hey!
Tippy cried. Everyone laughed, and then little Boppy began jumping off the trees. Raising Hare-Welcome to Sherwood Acres was written and illustrated by Matthew Meyer. Narration by Matthew Meyer, featuring the voice talents of Mark Meyer and Tiffany Studi. Audio production and engineering by Matthew and Mark Meyer.